Hello. It has been so long since I filmed a video and I don't want to make it too long. I haven't made the background not fancy, but like I haven't put lights or anything because filming this video has been like something that I keep putting off because I haven't had the motivation and I just have not been well or okay enough to film anything the past month or so, maybe longer, about a month or two. So yeah, so this is just me telling you how I am, where I've been, what's going on. What I will say is though, if you are watching this and I've cut you out of my life, please don't watch this video because I'm tired of the people that I've cut out of my life still watching my videos. I'm aware of it and I'm tired of it and I don't want it. So if you are one of those people, then turn this off. Anyway, so let's get into the video then. So what's been going on with me? Let's rewind a little bit. So in early 2020, I started to experience anxiety and like panic attacks for like the first ever time ever, because a lot of stuff happened to me all at once. You know, like I was in a relationship and that broke down, and someone close to me, like my old friend's husband, passed away from cancer, and that was beyond devastating and still is. And there was just so many things. I lost a lot of friends, not through them passing away, but through just cutting them out of my life and stuff like that. And it wasn't looking very good for me in our life. And I was struggling with unemployment at the time, and it was just a whole thing, it was difficult. And I didn't realise how much of an impact that had on me. And then as I started to go through life again, I started to get this really crazy weight gain, and I weren't doing much to cause that. It was really concerning, but there was no reason for it. And I was none the wiser that anxiety was a serious thing, and then I kept going with life. And then soon enough I got that job in London doing content editing for a big company, and it was like my whole world literally changed. Like my whole life changed for the better. And I moved to London for 6 months, and I was working full time at this place, and I was going here, there, everywhere, and I thought I was really well, but I was having anxiety issues, but I didn't realise that the anxiety was always in the background, festering and causing problems. So it kept going, and then it got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And then middle to end of 2023, I started to kind of have these awful fatigue issues and joint issue, like my joints, even though I have joint problems, my joints were worse than usual. Like they would just completely ache, and I would have to like wrap my wrists up in like a support, and there was this pain, and it was all just really bad, and I could not understand why. And I had these really bad hives on my body, and it was just terrible. Like nobody knew what was going on or happening. I saw dermatologists, and it was all just so confusing, and it all ended up being anxiety. But I was still coasting along. And then in 2024 I moved into my first flat, but just before that my dad broke his ankle, and that was really difficult. And then I waited for him to get better, and then I moved out, and then that flat wasn't good. Like the living conditions ended up being terrible, and I didn't know they were this terrible, and then it got really bad. And then I had to move again, and then where I moved to was alright, but it wasn't fantastic, but I liked it there. My job situation was I was starting to get affected because I started to lose capacity, as in like I weren't able to work well. Like my performance was slipping, it was getting really bad, and work weren't happy with me, and loads of, all of that just happened, and it was just terrible. So, fast forward to 1st of November 2024, I was told officially that I was going to be dismissed from my junior content editor role, and which I knew was coming. I did know because, you know, I'd been in like a review, an informal and then a formal review process for ages, and I knew that it was coming, but there was nothing I could do about it because the burnout and the anxiety was getting so bad that I couldn't control anything. It was terrible. And I was there for almost 3 years, and then obviously I got dismissed, but it's all right. And then I went to Cyprus for a week to try and recuperate and to get better, and that did help a little bit, but my anxiety was really bad. Like I was struggling to get on the plane on the way back because of anxiety, and like I was going dizzy, and it was awful. And I couldn't eat very much whilst I was out there because I was struggling with anxiety too much, and it was really difficult. So then when I came back to England, I didn't feel very well and I went to hospital, and long story short, they thought that I had blood clots on my lungs, but I didn't. I don't have that. And they injected a blood thinner in my tummy, and I had to have a CT scan, a computerized tomography, and that was horrible. I didn't know that they put like a needle in your arm and they have to like flush your system with some kind of solution, and and there was like these tubes coming out of my arm, and they kept them they kept the tubes in for a while because they didn't know if they were going to keep me in hospital or not, and I was there for 12 hours. And this was round about where my flat was. So yeah, it was very difficult. So my parents came and got me, and they at 2 a.m. and they were like so worried about me, and they said to me like, you're coming back home with us. So I said fair enough, and I ended up being able to come out of the tenancy on my flat, and then I moved back home. So I've been just spending this time fully trying to get well again. So it's been a ride. It's been an ordeal. So I thought I had a condition called Cushing syndrome. I thought I did, but I didn't in the end. So I kept trying to get a referral to see a specialist, an endocrinologist, and I got given an appointment, but it was all the way in December 2025. So I was like, well, no, I can't wait that long. So I ended up paying and going privately to see an endocrinologist, and they gave me specific tests to do, and I did the tests, and it came back as I don't have Cushing's, and that it ended up all along being severe anxiety and a bit of depression. So I put myself through a lot. Like I did some tests on the NHS as well. I did a 24-hour urine test, which came back slightly elevated, but not enough to be a concern. That was for cortisol, the stress hormone. And also my cortisol specific blood test was coming back high at 757 nanomoles, which is really high. But apparently that can happen as a one-off, and I initially had an endocrinologist reject my referral. So the second referral that was put in was for December 2025, which, that was no good. So then I went private and sorted myself out, and I found out I don't have Cushing's, so that's great. And yeah, so then I went on some medications. I don't want to say the medications because I don't want anybody to go on these particular medications because they're awful. but I went on 2 medications. I was on one of them for 2 or 3 months, and it helped, but not enough. And then I went on a stronger medication for a month, and I've just come off it now, and I feel alright. I feel good enough to film this video, and enough to make myself look presentable. I haven't put my hair down, which I should have my hair down more often, but oh well. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm speeding through everything. But I won't really be talking about anything that happened to me other than on this particular video, because I just don't want to dwell on it. I want to just get better, and I just want to move on with my life. Yeah, so I don't have my job anymore. I don't have my studio, flat, apartment thing anymore. I'm just focusing solely on recovery, and I'm doing really well, and I'm having cognitive behavioural therapy on the phone, and I've had 3 sessions so far, and it's going well, and I'm making progress in general. I am, and obviously the weather's going to get better soon, so things will start to get better. I'm going to do a really cool project in middle of March, it's like in a few weeks for me, because I'm filming this on the 22nd of February 2025 is when I'm filming this. And yeah, I'm just keeping going with everything that I can, looking after myself the best way I can, and just trying to get myself back, because I've never been in such a bad way before, ever. Usually I'm very just headstrong. Usually I could get through anything. Usually I don't really have anything happen to me as such. So the fact that that all happened, but things happen for a reason. I fell out with one of my main friends, and it was all just a whole thing. But you have to shed the old to make way for the new, and I've been in this situation before, and it ends up being fine. Life ends up being amazing after this. So yeah, we'll see. But I don't want to make this video too long, and I don't want to take too long editing it, because I'm still trying to get myself sorted. Only the past few days have I felt like the burnout has started to go away. Like I'm trying to get myself sorted. So yeah, I hope you've been enjoying my Cyprus content whilst I've been away from filming and editing. I just needed that break, and I had to put that content out anyway. But yeah, I hope you're all doing well. If I've missed anything out, I will include it in the description below, so have a look there, just in case I want to write anything else about how I've been over the past few weeks. Yeah, what I'll remember is my granddad on my mum's side isn't very well. He's got leukemia and like a mass in his stomach, but he's having treatment for it, and so far he's okay and managing, so things are stable at the moment. And I'm going to my grandparents later on today to go and help them with just stuff in their house in general, because they've had work done and they want to help. I want to help them put things back in the places where they belong, And other than that, I'm just keeping going, I'm trying to just get myself back to how I was before all the anxiety happened, And I'm still having issues with heart palpitations and just like overthinking and stuff like that. But I'm trying, and I'm getting there, and I'm sure things will get better. I've got an amazing family to help and support me, which they have been helping me, and they've been there for me, and I'm so lucky. And I've got my dogs, which help me a lot, and my friends and stuff. But yeah, from now on, I just want to get better, and I want to rebuild my life, and I just want to get sorted. So that's what I'm doing. So if I don't make videos for a little bit, then that's why. But I'm going to try and pick myself back up, and I'm just going to try my absolute hardest. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to end this video here because it's already quite a long video. Thank you so much for watching, and watching till the end in particularly. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in another video. Bye.